I am Maureen Blakeney, and this is my e-portfolio for my Master's in Instructional Technology degree, the culmination of it all. All right, my introduction and goals. I use Google Slides to do a slideshow, and I embedded my introduction video from the beginning of this semester within it. My slides also include my goals. My technology philosophy. My philosophy is technology is great in the classroom, and teachers should use it not just to augment, but to implement, and not as an add-on, but let's make it involved. Keep those kids engaged and keep them learning at the same time. My resume. I firmly believe that a resume should be kept to no more than 2 pages. So I have mine at just over 2 pages. Pardon me. My reflection. Exploratory or exploration stage. I never tried to guess what I was going to be learning in any of the classes that I took. I wanted to be surprised in a way, but I didn't want to be disappointed either. And I wasn't, and I learned a lot of things. The practicum, I figured it was going to be a culmination of everything. My professional development plan. My school district uses Google for Education for everything and school to school, so every school is using it. It lacks some training across the board. Our kids, I have found in my experience, they lack a lot of computer skills. So I dedicated my professional development plan to teaching teachers about the basics of different Google apps. And I kept it down to only a few, the ones that our kids use a lot but may not know a lot about. My professional development for the teachers I did on Google Earth. Most of them told me afterwards they didn't know it was good for cross-curriculum. That made me happy that I did find something. So introducing Google Earth is my peer instruction. My first student instruction was Windows 10 desktop basics. We use Windows 10 on the desktops in my lab, and the kids have very little knowledge of what the nomenclature is and where to find things. The other thing is the Chrome browser. This I had scheduled for the 16th of March, and we weren't in school, and my son and son-in-law bravely volunteered to sit and listen to my presentation and watch my presentation, and they were very cool. It was a refresher for my son because they used Google in school when he was in school a few years ago, and my son-in-law said that he learned stuff that he had not known. All right, now let's go with my professional presentation since we're there. Google Earth and Google Classroom. I use Google Slides. They do have information on them that help out. At the end of my Google Earth, I had links for my teachers, various links for course-specific science, language arts that they could click on just to sample. My Google browser on Slides also gives the basics of what my students use every day, what our students use every day, without going into a lot of detail. Windows 10 desktop. I gave this presentation, or would have given this presentation to my students, and followed it up with a Google Forms quiz that they would have done, just to see if they were paying attention. Now, my article summaries. Assistive technology is the one I did for that was teachers' competencies for visually impaired. We don't have visually impaired students that are majorly visually impaired, but we do live within a half an hour of the Florida School Deaf and Blind. What I looked at this one for, I thought it would be really great for our level 1, level 2 readers, and we do have a lot of those out of a student body of approximately 840 students, we have about 30 to 40% that are level 1 to level 2 readers. So seeing and hearing at the same time, I think will enhance their learning. Now, Google Chromebook, and we are a one-to-one school, and integrating Google Apps and Google Chromebooks. One was a pilot program, and one was integrating them into core subjects, and what actually the teachers found that we're using them. The one thing that I noticed across the board, all three of these articles, was the biggest takeaway for me, and that I've seen in my experience, the teachers aren't getting enough training on any of these, what assistive technology they could use, how to use it, best ways to use it, Chromebooks, Google Apps, that kind of thing. And sometimes I wonder where we would find the time to do that, but it would be great to find some time. My extra resources is stuff that I used throughout the courses and did throughout the courses. This is a short little screencast done on Powtoons that my kids can just pull up and look. Gmail, the basics for Gmail, and I think my students forget that they have school email because I've gone in and said, okay, we're going to clean out email or go get a message from me, and they have email sitting there for 3 years ago. How I found out and decided to do Google Earth for my peer presentation was my lesson plan I did for hypermedia hypertext, which was the rim of fire in the Pacific Ocean using Google Earth. I asked science teachers because I was not aware that it was a cross curriculum. And this is how I found out and decided if, maybe a lot of them didn't know. And I did find out through a survey, a lot of them did not know it was a cross curriculum. Internet safety and critical thinking and hypermedia. On this page, internet safety is something we all have to remember and really get our kids on board with. My kids tend to forget how to answer a question, and they do need to do that well because they are taking high school courses. This is a short video on remembering how to do that. Hypermedia, using it in a classroom, what's good, what's not so good, and how you can keep it from going sideways on you. An infographic, my Androidify infographic, step-by-step for my kids to log into their courses. Androidify was just a lot of fun. My normal situation at a computer, eating popcorn. Augmented reality. I loved using this website. It was really great to make these books. And I did a couple of them. So this was how to enhance your classroom, or what can be done to enhance a classroom, what problems may come up, and how you can avoid them. Under here is my evaluations. My peer review forms will be here. And here is my reflection and my introduction video. It's been a great ride. I've had a ball. I've learned so much, not only from instructors and the course content, but the other people that I have had the courses with. It's been great, and I keep using stuff that I've learned constantly.